gwamnati kamar wato garabasa ce, kamar ganima ce, mutum yakan iya ɗeba yadda ya ga dama, ya ɗebi banza, ya ɗebi arha.
ana ganin ta kowa ce,
ana ganin kamar ta kowa ce, saboda haka nan babu haƙƙi a ciki. Wallahi mutumin da ya ɗauki kobo kwandala ta gwamnati, wallahi ba da haƙƙi ba, a ranar kiyama duk waɗanda suke da haƙƙi da su kama shi, da su kama wuyansa su ce ka ba mu kwandalar mu, wallahi sai ya ba su a lahira. One naira na government da za ka ɗauka hakkin talaka baka ba su ba ka ci, wallahi ranar kiyama duk talakawa da suke da haƙƙi sai sun kama ka, ba mu naira mu kuma wallahi sai ka ba su. Idan mun zo bayanai a illa za mu gaya maka da za ka biya su. Kamar local government chairman, the whole local government ɗinsa da su riƙe wuyansa sai ya biya su. Idan darakta ne ma'aikatan, in kwamishina ne ma'aikatan, permanent secretary ne ma'aikatan, haka dai zo har kan masinja da aka bashi kuɗin gwamnati. Misali a ce mishi je ka sayo kaza ka kawo wa ofis, abin naira 100 ne, da ya je sai ya siya mara kyau na naira 60, sai ya sa 40 a jiunsa, ya sa 40 haramun, in ya ci haramun. Kamar direba, kwamishina ya ce maka tahi ka je ka gyara motan nan je ka gyara ta, ka kawo mana abin nan bil. Ya je sai makaniki ya ce motan za ta ci 10,000, sai ya je ya ce ranka da an ce 20,000 ne, in an baka 20,000, 10,000 nan ka ci haram.
za a haɗa kai da
direba da makanikai, yawa madalla na karya. An ce je ka siyo abubuwa kaza a shago ka kawo wa gwamnati, aka baka 100,000, aka yi estimate abin 100,000, ka je ka samu abin din 60,000 ne ko 70,000 ne, to dawo da 40,000 ka ce musu na samu akan 60,000 ga 40,000 ɗin ku, ya fi maka. Wannan duk ha'inci ake kiransa. Ka gani a zahiri bai fasa shagon kowa ba, bai duki kowa ba, ya karba. Ha'inci kenan, cin amana kenan, ricu haramun ne. Daga ciki akwai ɗan kasuwa da misali zai ɗauko tsohon abu ya zo ya siyar a madadin sabon abu, ya wanke, ya gyara shi, ya fenta shi, ya siyar shi a matsayin sabon, ricu ne, ya ci haram. Kamar yadda za ka ɗauko tsohon dawa ko tsohon masara kai ɗan kasuwa, ka zo ka siyarwa mutane a matsayin sabo ne saboda ba su son tsoho, abin sun saya kuɗin haramun ne. Duk dibara, duk wata yaudara da mutum zai yi kuɗi ya shigo ba kai tsaye ba, dabara ce ya yi kuɗi ya shigo, haramun ne. Kamar 419, ka samu mutum ka yaudare shi kamar yadda 'yan damfara suke yi, su yaudare ka da zaƙin baki, su maka ƙarya, su nuna maka sample ka gani kamar gaskiya ne, ka ba su dukiya, suna muna sun ci banza, sun ci haram. Yana daga cikin cin haram, kamar yadda yanzu misali wasu ma'aikata suke yi. Bari in fara da 'yan jarida. Misali kamar ɗan jarida, kamar ɗan sanda da sauransu, police. Misali ɗan jarida ne, yana aikin gwamnati, ana biyan shi a wata 100,000 misali, saboda ya je ya ɗebo labarun duniya, ko ya je ya program da mutane, je ka tattauna da wane yanayin da ake ciki na siyasa, abin da ya shafi harkan zaɓe misali, sai ka je ana biyan ka albashi kowane wata akan irin wannan, ko kuma je ka nemo mana labari kaza ya faru a wuri kaza, kawo mana labari ya abin ya faru, ka je ka kawo labari. To idan ka je nemo labarin nan, waɗanda za su baka labarin nan in sun baka, sai ka ce kuma kana sai kana jira su baka wani abu a matsayin, kana gani a wurinka tukunci ne. Ka je ka tattauna da mutum, maimakon ka tsaya, idan kun tattauna ka yi tafiyarka, saboda ana biyan ka don shi, sai ka tsaya wai kana jira ya baka kuɗi. Wannan kuɗi da zai baka kana gani kiyama kyauta ne, shine suke cewa brown envelope ko kwa da sauransu. To wallahi tallahi ka ci haram. Naira ɗaya ka amsa a hannun artist ɗinka, ka kamfi haram. Wata rana manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallama ya aiki wani basahabi, ka tafi ka je ka amso mana zakka a gari kaza a mutanen garin. Kaga official assignment kenan. manzon Allah shugaban duniya ne duka, ba ma shugaban kasa ba.
na'am
Ya aike shi official assignment, je ka amso mana kuɗi zakka a wuri kaza ka kawo. Da mutumin ya tafi ya je quite alright, ya je ya yi assignment ɗinsa perfectly, ya yi assignment ɗinsa according yadda ake so,
na'am
ya karɓo duk kuɗin da ake so.
na'am
Da ya zo dawa mutanen garin bai roƙe su ba,
na'am
su ne sai suka sake tara wani kuɗi suka ce to wannan mun baka kyauta, wannan kuma wanda manzo Allah ya ke ka zakka.
na'am
Sai ya karɓo duka biyu.
na'am
Da ya zo saurara ka ji,
na'am
da ya zo ya samu manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ba irin mu bane ma,
na'am
da ka ga da a ce irin mu ne kawai zai sa aljihu ne kawai sai ya
Ba zai ma
shigo.
nuna ba.
Shi kawai ai a wurin sa halal ne,
na'am
ba zai nuna ba kuma ba zai ji ma ko wani damuwa ba, kawai ba an bashi kyauta ba saboda ka halal ne a wurin sa ai. To amma su da suna tsoron Allah, su da suna tsoron azaban Allah, daukowa ya zo ce ya manzon Allah ga asamin da ka bani, gashi sun bani wannan, suka ce in kawo maka hakkin da ka nema a wurin su, wannan kuma sai fidda wanda suka bashi kyauta, yace wannan kuma sun bani suka ce mini kyauta ne suka bani. Kawai sai fiskan manzon Allah ya haɗu,
na'am
annabi ya haɗa fiskansa ya ja, gashin shi na tashi na kwanciya
na'am
saboda fushi. A take annabi ya ce a tara sahabai, aka tara sahabai ya hudu ba. Daga cikin yawon ne mana shine yake cewa idan mutum yana ɗakin babarsa, mutum yana ɗakin uwarsa a zaune, zai zo ya ce mana wannan na gwamnati wannan nawa ne? Ma'ana ba don mun baka official assignment mun tura ka wurin ba, kana kunci a gidanku ne, wa'annan mutanen da su ɗebo dukiya su kawo maka a ɗakin babarka su ce sun baka kyauta ne? Amsa shine a'a, zuwan da kai saboda official assignment da muka baka yasa suka baka wannan, to haramun ne. Duk wanda ya fita official assignment an bashi allowance ɗinsa ko ana bashi salary a kai, idan ya je aka bashi wani abu ya karba, ya karbi haram. Ku ji da kyau 'yan jarida, police kuma ku ji da kyau, da duk wani ma'aikacin da zai fita assignment ya je wani wuri, a je a bashi kyauta ya karba, ya karbi haram. Wallahi ya ce haram, ya karbi haram. Ran lahira zai regret, sai ya yi nadama don me ya karba. Ya za ka yi shine na zo assignment ne, an biya ni, saboda haka ba na bukatan ko sisinku. Wai kuɗin mai ne, sai ka ji wai ai ba kuɗin mai ba ne. Ina ruwansu da kai, su suka turo ka ne? Wanda ya turo ka ya baka kuɗin mai, in kana bukatan kuɗin mai tambayi ofisan da ya tura ka ya baka kuɗin mai. Ba ruwansu, in ka karba ka karbi haram, ba halal ba ne. Da wannan yanzu da yawa suka gina gidaje, da shi da yawa suka sayi motoci, da shi da yawa suka ɗinka riguna, duk riguna ku haramun ne, motan ku haramun ce, gidan ku haramun ne. Kaga wannan yau a ƙasan nan an mai da shi halal, yana daga cikin ha'inci.
Allah, mutum bai iya yin irin wayannan hanyoyin ma sai a ce
bai waye ba.
wannan mumu,
Ka gani?
this na mumu.
Ka gani? To saboda haka wannan zalunci ne, giccu ne, ha'inci ne. Manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yana cewa man gacce minna fa laysa minna. Duk mutumin da yi mana giccu baya cikin mu, ranar kiyama. Kaga tsammani kana tare da manzon Allah, ba ruwan manzon Allah da kai. Nemi waye manzon ka, ba annabi Muhammadu ba sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Saboda kai mummunan iri ne a cikin addinin musulunci. Mu fahimci wannan da kyau. So yana daga cikin abun da yake haramun, manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallama ya hana shi, shine mutum ya zalunce ka ta hanyar wato ainihi filinka. Ka gane wannan? Misali plot, kana da plot 100 by 100, ni ma ina da 100 by 100, ni nebonka ne. Ni ba na zuwa kalli plot ɗina, ina wata 6 ma ban je wurin ba misali. To kai sai ka zo, sai ka bikon, ka zo za ka yi bikon, sai ka shiga plot nawa misali da kafa 3 ko kafa 4 ko kafa 10, kai ko kafa 1 ne, kai ko ɗani ɗaya, wannan shine ɗani ɗaya. Ka shiga plot da ɗani ɗaya, to ka yi zalunci, haramun ne. Ranar kiyama annabi ya ce za a tumɓuko shi daga ƙasan bakwai, za a tumɓuko ɗani ɗayan nan daga ƙasan bakwai, za a tumɓuko shi har ƙasa da muke kai yanzu a ɗora ma kanka. Idan ka ci kafa biyu kafa uku ko ka ci misali ka ci kafa 10, ya za ka yi da shi ranar kiyama? Balle kuma ma wadda ka shokam plot naka ɗin ne sai ya ce nashi ne, a yi ta rigima a je kotu ya ce nashi ne. Manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallama yana cewa anna man tada min al-arbi shibran bi ghairi haqqin fa innahu yaduhu yawm al-qiyamati min safi arbina. Duk mutumin da yayi haka ranar kiyama za a zaro daga kasa ta baka wato ainihin a dora masa kansa. Yana daga cikin zalunci da muke yi, muke cin haram, mutum ya zo ya ɗauki haƙƙin wani ya nace ya ce haƙƙinsa ne. Haƙƙin wani zai ɗauka ya nace sai ya ce haƙƙinsa ne. Misali, gidanka, gonarka, dawarka, meme, a duk abin da ka mallaka, kai manzo Allah ya ce hatta magogi nawa ne wannan, ka sani nawa ne, sai ka zo ka ce naka ne. Sai in kai ka kotu, ka je ka samu alƙalai, yawwa ka samu lauya, ka biya lauya, shi kuma ya san ƙarya ne, ya san cewa ba naka bane nawa ne, sai ya karbi kuɗi ya je ya yi ƙararrayinsa a karɓa a baka, shi lauyan ya ci haram, kuɗin da aka bashi haramun ne. Alƙali da aka bashi rashawa aka ya ɗauki hakki na ya baka ya ci haram, kai ma ka ci haram. Manzo Allah ya ce a ranar kiyama Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ya haramta maka shiga aljanna, ba za ka shiga aljanna ba. Duk wanda ya kwashi abin wani ta hanyar zalunci, ya je ya yi rantsuwa a kotu, ya je ya ɗauki lauya, aka je aka ɗauki hakkin wani aka bashi, manzo Allah ya ce ba shiga aljanna. Sahabbai suka ji tsoron wannan, suka ce ya manzo Allah, ko da abu ne karami, annabi ya ce ko da magogi ne, magogi Allah, magogi. Saboda haka jama'a mu ji tsoron Allah, aiki na kanmu. Idan yau kana da lauya, gobe kiyama ba ka da lauya. Annabi na cewa innakum taktasimuna ilayya wa la'alla babukum ay yakuna alhana bi hujja min babin fa aqbi lahu wa inna ma aqbi bi nahwi ma asma'u faman qabaytu lahu bi shay'in min haqqi aqihi fa inna ma tada'a. Manzo Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yake cewa jamran lahu jamra min narin falyastaqil aw liyastaksir. Annabi ya ce duk mutumin da ya kwashe haƙƙin wani ya zo wurina saboda ya iya magana, wancan bai iya magana ba, rauraro ya manzo Allah na wani kaza ya yi maganganu masu daɗi. Annabi ce ni ban san gaibi ba, sai an sanar da ni, saboda haka ina yin hukunci ne based on abin da ya fita a bakin ku. Da yake wannan ya zo ya yi bayanai, kai ka kasa kare kanka, abin da na fahimta kenan, ya kawo shaidu ma ko shaidun boge, abu da ka shi kenan sai na miƙa mishi
ya amfani da practical.
Exactly, shi annabi ya amfani da practical, ya amfani da zahiri. Ya ce to ranar kiyama kai wannan wuta ce makomanka, abin da ka kwakulo makamashi ne na wutar jahannam. Saboda haka ba wayewa bane ka ɗauki hakkin wani ka je kana murna, ba wayewa bane. Wata rana a wannan ƙasa abin mamaki ya faru, ba mamaki, ku ji ne da kyau saboda ku ji tsoron Allah, billahi azim, wanda ya kwanta a kabari da haƙƙin wani duka ya shiga uku. Babban azaba da ake wa mutum a kabari saboda haƙƙin wani ne. Abubuwa guda 5 suke sa a yi mutum azaba a kabari, amma mafi girma shine haƙƙin wani. In ka kuskura kan mutu da haƙƙin wani, wallahi daga kabari zaka sha azaba har kiyama tsaya. Bari in ba ku wani abin mamaki da ya faru a ƙasar nan. Wani bawan Allah ne a ƙasar nan ya faru, ban kiran suna. Idan ka ji ka san shi ma shikenan. A ƙasar nan ya faru, a nan Taraba ya faru. Wannan bawan Allah sana'arsa sai da buhuna ne, muna sai da buhunan hatsi. Suka tafi kasuwa, suka je suka sai buhunan hatsi da shi da ƴan uwansa. Kowa ya sai nashi, to suna yin makin a jikin buhunan ɗin, sai a sa a mota guda, sai a dawo da shi Jalingo, a zo a sauke shi su sayar. To shikenan wata da suka je, sai ɗan uwansa sai ya sayi gyaɗa buhu 3 ya ajiye. Shi kuma ya sayi abin da ya saya, da ya zo sai ya sa ƴan dako su yi parking da buhu 3 gyaɗan duka a shigar mishi a mota, akan matsayin nashi ne. Sai mai asalin gyaɗan ya zo ya ce a kai wannan fa nawa ne, ce naka nawa ne ya naka ce naka nawa ne, ni na ajiye nan ku sa mina mota, na ce maka wannan buhuna na ne, ya ce wallahi buhunansa ne. Jama'a suka taru, wani a ya za ka yaka, ya ce nashi ne, ya tsaya sama da kasa shi nashi ne. To shi kenan rantse za ka rantse akan naka, sai shi zai rantse, sai rantse wallahi tallahi buhunansa ne. Sai wani ce a to shi kenan na haƙura, tun da ka rantse to na haƙura. shikenan ka sai mamaki sai shi ya je ya sake suye wasu aka zaka dora a mota suka hau aka cika mota sai su suka hau saman buhunan suna dawa Jalingo ana tafiya can shi wannan da ya rantsuwa akan buhuna uku cewa nashi ne kuma wallahi ya san ba nashi bane ana cikin tafiya kawai sai ga ya fara haushi kaman kare hau ya ciji wannan ya kama aka jiji kawai ya haka shi a cikin mota yana cijin mutane aka kama shi suka daure hannun shi ta baya aka dawo da shi gida aka zo aka daure shi a gida in takaita maka billahi lazim sai yayi kashi ya ci kashin wallahi yayi kashi ya ci wallahi har ya mutu
Allahu akbar Allahu akbar
so hakkin mutum abin tsoro ne kar ku yi zalunci ku nemi halal ku ci halal shine aka halatta mana halal lahiya halal aminci ka ci halal kai bacci halal gado ne na alheri
alhamdulillah mala alhamdulillah mun gode kwarai da gaske wannan maudu'i kusan ya taba kowa da kowa mala kusan ya taba kowa da kowa to Allah ya samu karfin zuciyarmu
amin
Allah ya samu karfin zuciyarmu malam ba mu je inda muke so mu taba
ba mu gama ba
sati mai zuwa za mu dora insha Allah
Allah ya kai mu
to mai kallo mai sauraro a madadin shi ustaz Bashir Amadama da ya zo ilmantar da mu akan wannan abin da shafi haram sai ni Adamu Isa Zailani da na
Outpour of eulogies for fallen media icons, Vice President Oshibaja urges practitioners to follow in their footsteps for national development. No plans to increase fuel price in June, says Minister of State for Petroleum.
The essence of my being in politics is to bring value to my people and bring value to the country and to humanity.
Plus, Governor Ayade gives reason for his defection to the ruling APC. Good evening, this is NTA Network News. I am Jumma Yusuf. We are live in Abuja. Adiola Kame Akere joins me from Lagos. Now let's get the details. The Nigerian Air Force says one of its aircraft crashed near Kaduna International Airport this evening. A statement by the NAF Directorate of Public Relations and Information says the immediate cause of the crash is still being ascertained. Vice President Professor Yemi Oshiba. Okay, I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. Let's now join Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachuku in Kaduna for an update on the crash. Abdullahi, Suleiman, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Jumai. Welcome to Kaduna. Just you rightly mentioned at the beginning of the news, the NAF have already released information that there was plane crash in Kaduna involving senior military officers. That's the news making the rounds in Kaduna City. Also in some sections of the media, especially the social media, that there was a plane crash near Kaduna International Airport involving senior military officers. The speculation suggests that Chief of the Army Staff is among them, but we are yet to get confirmation as regards who is involved in the plane crash. But this is not the first time Nigeria is experiencing plane crash. You can remember in 1992, NAF Lockheed C-130H crashed 3 minutes after takeoff from Lagos, involving about 158 people confirmed deaths, and also including 8 foreign nationals. And also in January 25th, 2015, there was another plane crash involving Rainbow CH-3 UCAV, which also crashed upside down near the village in Mapa, Borno State. This is in continuation of the battle against the dreaded Boko Haram. And also on 2018, there was another fatal air collision involving 2 F-7 aircraft which occurred during formation exercise. This and other plane crashes, and the one that occurred in 2011 involving the former Kaduna State Governor in the person of late Patrick Ibrahim Yakowa, that was in the creeks along the Niger Delta area, and also the former Chief of defense staff. So this is one of the many, but since we are yet to get confirmation of who is involved, we will keep track of the situation as
Suleiman,
we receive them.
the social media is agog with details of what happened. As you're there now in Kaduna, what is the ambience in Kaduna, and is there any details of survivors?
Actually, there is no any detail of survivors, and the situation in Kaduna is that of talking about the incident because it happened around, according to information we received, it happened around that kind of 7 o'clock, and at that time the mood, the weather is rainy because rain was really falling, and wherever we move to, people can be seen in various points talking about this, because the chief of army himself is a Kaduna guy, and he has so many friends and relations. So people are talking about the ambience is really somber, and people are really feeling the effect of
exactly, Suleiman.
news.
The feeling around even Abuja is a feeling of mourning, and I'm sure that you bring up to speed with the details of the crash as you get it, as it comes in, and NTA will be there to bring our viewers up to speed as the event unfolds. Thank you so much, Suleiman.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has urged media practitioners to emulate the exemplary leadership qualities of past media icons and contribute immensely to national development, particularly in tackling insecurity challenges. The Vice President Yemi Osinbajo stated this while speaking at an afternoon of tribute to media icons held in Lagos. Kainde Adebisi reports.
It was a roll call of who and who in the fourth estate of the realm, and their presence here is to pay glowing tribute to the founding fathers of media practice in the country. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who went down memory lane, highlighted the role of the media from pre-colonial era to modern-day Nigeria. He noted that the media has been instrumental to shaping the cause of the country for national development. Professor Yemi Osinbajo, however, called on media practitioners to use their medium to build bridges of unity in the country's sojourn to greatness.
You have the power to elevate public debate in a way that no other institution can. It is said that journalism is the first rough draft of history. It is true that reportage shapes the perception and understanding of events. It shapes memories. And because of all of this, it can influence behavior for good or for ill. There are arguably no bigger influencers than those who report and interpret the world to us. This is considerable power, and it comes with responsibility. And I emphasize this because we are at yet another defining moment in history, the age of technology, where once the dissemination of news was the preserve of states and corporations, the information revolution has completely democratized the media environment.
Others who spoke described that late media icons have been celebrated as embodiment of professionalism and patriotism.
His unique quality of hard-nosed disposition against ineptitude, corruption, and bootlicking stood him out from the crowd.
He was also a columnist, John West, in the Tribune. So he was one and the same, and everything that Tribune is.
These 9 men have lived an eventful and impactful life. There are traces of them everywhere.
Those honored were Malam Ismaila Isa, Malam Wada Meida, B.C. Lawrence, Bolabo Ogunsanwo, and Inda Isaiah, and others were Eddie Adenriokun, Ben Egbuna, Prince Tony Momo, and Lateef Jakande. The event was organized by the Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria. In Lagos, Kainde Adebisi, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says a new Nigeria is in the making, but it is currently covered by the clouds and travels which will certainly give way to a glorious and bright nation. The Vice President said this at the National Prayer Breakfast in Abuja, where he noted that the theme of the prayer breakfast, the birth of a new nation, was significant and emphasizes the need for collective prayers, faith, hope and action, adding that Nigeria would prevail over the challenges of today. The Vice President thanked the organizers as well as the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, and former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, retired, whom he described as the father of the Nigerian praise movement. The Nigerian police force has assured citizens of the Federal Capital Territory, Plateau State and other contiguous states of safety and security. A statement by the Force Relations Officer Frank Mba says assurance is coming on the heels of the unintended viral spread of an internal directive issued to the commissioners of police in Plateau State and FCT commands to forestall any likelihood of attack or breach of security by organized criminal elements in their areas of responsibility. The IGP's directive, which is a deliberate, intelligence-driven and proactive measure, is designed to prepare the law enforcement community for comprehensive response to any threat to lives and property. The force noted that the security alert, rather than becoming a source of panic to the citizens, should instead send a message of reassurance to them about the intelligence depth, capacity and operational preparedness of the Nigerian police to preemptively deal and contain any threat to public peace and security. The alert does not in any way suggest that an attack is imminent in any of the two states. The police high command therefore calls for calm, urging citizens to go about their normal activities with renewed sense of vigor, patriotism and vigilance, as the police continue to work with other relevant stakeholders to keep our public space safe. Work has commenced at the Ibadan Inland Dry Port, an inland extension of the Lagos Seaport expected to serve the southwest. Minister of Transport Rotimi Amechi explained that the port, when completed, will boost the unprecedented development in Oyo State and the whole country. Correspondent Shola Wahid has the details.
80,000 TEU capacity Ibadan Inland Dry Port is aimed at addressing congestion and gridlock in Apapa ports and is expected to be implemented under public-private partnership engagement. It is being designated as part of destination where cargoes will be consolidated for import and export in the southwestern part of Nigeria and will be aligned to the Lagos-Kano Standard Gauge Railway, which is currently under construction.
It's a $100 million investment. It's going to be extremely viable investment. We need to, kind of tally the position of Oyo State government and the federal government, and we have been able to do so.
The Minister of Transport, in company of Oyo State Governor, expressed optimism that the construction work will be fast-tracked to facilitate economic development in the country.
We discussed a few details, of who is supposed to do what and things like that. And I think we are on the same page.
The federal government had instructed us that to make sure that there are Nigerian investors in that project. We don't want to leave the Chinese alone, because at the end of the day, there will be profit. Nigerians should be able to make profit out of it. So thank God he says he wants to take some percentage. We'll discuss with the Chinese, we'll discuss with the ICRC, and we're willing for more private investors.
Earlier, the minister had paid a courtesy visit on Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde towards the need for the federal and state governments to synergize for effective development. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
Still on infrastructural development, the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs says it will meet up with the first quarter 2022 deadline for the completion of the Section 1 to 4 dualization of the East-West Highway project. Minister of State Niger Delta Affairs Senator Donald Omar Tayo Ala Soadura stated this while inspecting the road project in Rivers State. Dianikume Ulolo reports.
Akwajo Junction, One, and Ahuda Kayama axis of the East-West Road are very critical to the nation's economy, given the presence of the nation's refineries, a petrochemical plant, One seaport alongside other multinationals. The inspection by the Minister of State, Niger Delta Affairs, on the road is to ascertain the level of work achieved so far. The minister equally inspected the Akwajo Junction with respect to the proposed flyover bridge and the damaged Aleto Bridge to be replaced with 2 new longer bridges.
I am sure if work is not done here, within a very short period of time, the whole bridge might collapse. And if it collapses, it's going to cut the state into 2. And here we have almost all the industry.
The minister expressed satisfaction with the level of work achieved, especially the deck on pipe bridge construction between Rivers and Akwa Ibom states.
These contractors were starved of funds in the past. We came, we said, this is not acceptable to the second administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, and we tried to look for funds from anywhere to ensure that this project is completed.
According to the minister, all the vast section of the East-West Road will be completed in the first quarter of 2022 from the element axis of the East-West Road. Yanukume Ulolo, NTA News.
Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Kaduna State Command has paraded 9 suspects involved in vandalism of critical national assets and rape. Suleiman Abdullah Rigachku reports.
Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, acting on a tip-off, mobilized to the arresting of 4 out of the suspects at Jagindi and Delhi communities in Jama'a local government area. Commandant Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Kaduna State Abdullah Nuruddin says the suspects were arrested with 3 truckload of vandalized railway sleepers and clips.
On sighting officers, they took to their heels. One of them by name Monday was injured during the raid and have been transferred to General Hospital Kafanchan, where he is receiving treatment.
3 of the paraded suspects were arrested for allegedly snatching motorcycles, while 2 others were apprehended for rape. The commandant warned all those perpetrating the heinous crimes in the state to desist, while calling on the public to report any suspicious movement to security operatives for quick response. Suleiman Abdullah Rigachkun, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. We'll take a quick break now. The news continues shortly.
Do you know how stressed that she? You won't even let my mother come and stay. I need help. You don't know how stressed it really is if you're this thinking. Are you still there? If you're not getting me fresh meat, do you understand?
Okay, I'm at the meat.
Can you switch to video call, please? Okay, give me that one. The one by your side. Okay, fine. Babe, please.
Do I buy all these things now? Hey, go get Glow Berekete and call Madam.
Berekete. The heavyweight voice and data plan. Get 600 Naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. What's up? Makes sense. Wake care for me. Shy. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. Oh, no. The brand is sure them no go stress you. Call them then they accessible. Yes, customer care where they on point. No go regret when you try of course. Profitable investment. Everything you just to blend. Guy make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
Here today, gone tomorrow. Cause you volatile like the water. And you promise what you don't know. Sometimes it's right and then it's so wrong. Them go through life, say them wise. Will promise you the world. Brother, all now worship. Upon all of the open eyes, I see no feel water. Like he of the letter.
The Smartphone Network.
As part of efforts to improve the local content participation in the oil and gas sector, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, is inviting you to the third edition of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Opportunity Fair, NOGOF 2021, with the theme, Leveraging Opportunities and Synergies for Post-Pandemic Recovery of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry. This event brings together major players across the upstream, midstream, and downstream sectors of the oil and gas industry, including government agencies, industry regulators, showcasing opportunities in the industry, and presenting available in-country capacity. Date, Tuesday 25th through Wednesday 26th May 2021. Time, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, virtual. NOGOF 2021 promises a great virtual experience, combining current technology to deliver collaboration between thousands of key players in the oil and gas industry, which will help grow businesses by exposing opportunities for quick decision making. To participate, log on to www.ncdmbnogov.org. NOGOF 2021, presenting opportunities in the oil and gas industry.
Samsung Galaxy, Samsung A series. Oh no. Give me my Samsung Galaxy, Samsung A series. Oh no, KK series.
The federal government of Nigeria is still conducting the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination. In addition to health workers, frontline workers aged 18 years and above and persons aged 50 years and above are advised to visit any designated vaccination site to receive the COVID-19 vaccine free of charge. The vaccine is safe, protects against COVID-19 and helps to restore socio-economic activities in the country. After your first dose, check your vaccination card for the date of the second dose. Ensure you receive the second dose for full protection against COVID-19. Say yes to COVID-19 vaccine. For inquiries, call the COVID-19 Vaccine Call Center on 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
Welcome back. The Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Temipri Silva, says it has become necessary to assure Nigerians that despite the huge burden of under-recovery, the federal government is not in a hurry to increase the price of premium motor spirit petrol to reflect current market realities. In a statement, the minister said the current price of petrol will be retained in the month of June until the ongoing engagement with organized labor is concluded. The clarification becomes necessary in the light of recent reports regarding the resolution of the Nigerian Governors Forum to allow market forces determine the pump price of petrol. He strongly urges petroleum product marketers not to engage in any activity that could jeopardize the seamless supply and distribution system in place, and advise the public to avoid panic buying because the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has enough stock of petroleum products for the nation. To legislative matters now, the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee investigating tank farms says operations in the oil and gas industry must do more to ensure safety of lives and property. At a meeting with stakeholders, the committee expressed concern about increasing incidences of gas and petroleum-related fire outbreaks and the attendant devastation. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali tells us more.
The meeting is coming after an oversight by the committee to operational areas and regulators in the oil and gas industry. Chairman of the ATA committee investigating tank farms, Representative Sajos Ogun, says While the committee recognizes the contribution of investors to economic development, stakeholders must not lose sight of the consequences when precautions regarding safety are not complied with.
What we saw in these 6 geopolitical zones was nothing to even write home about. We have discovered that we are sitting on the time bomb.
The committee noted that regulators should scale up on monitoring and ensure that all criteria regarding safety are met before granting approvals for operation. It was agreed at the meeting that operators must train their staff on safety guidelines.
This training will produce certified volunteer firefighters or fire marshals that are part of the workforce of these facilities. I mean the tank farms, the LPG plants, and the petrol stations.
You must have a fire service approval for you to operate a gas plant.
The ad hoc committee was set up last year following devastations in parts of Lagos as a result of gas and petroleum explosions at tank farms. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Following continuous gas explosions in Ogun State, the state government has ordered suspension of production and sale of industrial gas by gas plants and market outlets till the state government unravels causes of the explosions, which have claimed some lives and property destroyed. The state government also sealed some gas plants and directed suspension of welding activities in the state, especially by technical vendors who make use of industrial gas for their operations. Lenkon Ambody reports.
5 incidences of gas explosion involving use of alleged adulterated industrial gas were recorded in Ogun State within the space of 2 weeks. Unfortunately, the incidents occurred mainly in Abeokuta South local government area of the state, claiming 9 lives and left many injured with property destroyed. Worried by this development, the technical committee set up by the state government to unravel causes of the explosions swung into action and sealed up 3 gas plants and some retail outlets where the team suspected foul play.
We assume that there is adulterated products in the market, so we want to get to the root source. And the police, the commissioner of police and the director of SSL, we are all working together now.
Something must have gone wrong. It's either the kind of oxygen they are using right now is different or the kind of cooking gas is different. Investigation will continue.
Not only that, the state government also suspended welding activities involving the use of industrial gas as part of efforts to curtail reoccurrence. Ogun State government says it will not relent in its efforts to guarantee safety of lives and property in the state. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade says his defection to the APC is not for selfish reasons, but to engender peace for the overall good interest of the state and the nation. Paul Abel has details.
Despite the plea from PDP governors about 2 weeks ago for the governor to remain in the party, who earlier vented his frustration and injustice from the party leadership, Governor Ben Ayade says his defection is for the general good of the state.
The essence of my being in politics is to bring value to my people and bring value to the country and to humanity. And I think my interest is best celebrated at the new platform that I have moved into, which is the APC. I expect that with the support from federal government, I'm even sure that I'm going to do much more. My 2 years will almost be equivalent to the 6 years. All those industries that I have built, this time I'm going to breathe life into those industries and bring them into full harvest. And I think that is a wise decision. It's not driven by my personal interest. It's not driven by any selfish calculation. It's only wise that this nation does not deserve the kind of tension that is building into 2023.
His Imo State counterpart describes the movement this way.
Fantastic movement. He is one of us. He's a true Nigerian. He's a great leader. And I'm happy that he has, on behalf of the Cross River State people, moved the state from a minority position to a majority position. Cross River State has suffered so many deniers as a result of their minority status. Now that they have migrated to the majority position, it means it is a recovery time. So we will support and join him in following up those recoveries.
burnout is reasons to defect to APC. People of Cross River State are watching to witness the significant change in the state. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Ongoing industrial action by the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria and Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria is to be suspended with immediate effect following the agreement to implement financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary with effect from next week. This is also contained in a memorandum of action presented by the Minister of Labour and Employment after a series of mediation with aggrieved parties and concerned organs of government. Ekene Ndulwe reports.
That was to herald the signing of Memorandum of Action on implementation of financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary. Part of the agreement states that every state shall enact fund management laws for their state judiciary and state legislature to grant each arm the power to manage its capital and recurrent expenditure. For the consenting parties, this is a landmark achievement and a fundamental step in restructuring the country.
The ongoing industrial action shall be suspended with immediate effect from the date of the agreement contained in this memorandum of action, provided that the conditionality indeed is effected immediately and others effected within the 45 days window as earlier prescribed in this memorandum of action.
Implementation of financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary is expected to commence next week after the monthly disbursement by the Federation Account Allocation Committees for the month of April. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulwe, NTA News.
The Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, has refuted several media publications to the effect that the Commission will require Nigerians to submit the International Mobile Equipment Identity IMEI number of their phones to it from July 2021. A statement by Director Public Affairs, NCC, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, indicates that at no time did the Commission issue a statement regarding the registration of IMEI by subscribers, and it has no plans to do so, stressing that the reports in question emanated from a section of the revised National Identity Policy for SIM card registration recently launched by President Muhammadu Buhari and which has been uploaded on the Commission's website, while reiterating the fact that the Commission is in the process of deploying a device management system, DMS, which will essentially protect subscribers against phone theft, identity, and enable the elimination of fake devices from the networks. The statement says the system will capture IMEI automatically without any requirement for subscribers to submit SIM. The general public is advised to disregard the said publications which have created the erroneous impression that telephone subscribers will be required to register their IMEI with their networks, the statement added. Yobe State is developing a robust agricultural program in collaboration with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with implementable frameworks to strengthen efforts towards good food sufficiency and job creation. To this end, a high-level stakeholders engagement was held with experts on ways of converting negative environmental factors to productive output from 2021 to 2025. Abubakar Usman Akwanga has a report.
Addressing major setbacks in supply food chain is one of the issues occupying minds of stakeholders in the economic diversification agenda. Now the eyes of the government of Yobe State is on the ball, and this time around, expertise is being exploited to revitalize agriculture for maximum utilization of potentials.
The document titled Agricultural Revitalization Strategy Document is indeed to assist Yobe State in the implementation of its agricultural policy. At the inception of our administration, we identify agriculture as one of the key areas of speeding up economic development in our state.
Water harvesting structures, soil and crop preservation and husbandry are increasing access for farming population to embrace modern tools to close the gap of open grazing are all factors being considered.
We believe if this technical committee can move further, not only to generate this document, but also push for its implementation, where elaborate monitoring and evaluation mechanism is put in check. And how do you do this? You must develop your KPIs. Your key performance indicators have to come on stream.
Environmental impact assessment and multi-sectoral collaboration are other factors said to be considered for high-quality yield and returns. In Abuja, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NT News.
Striving hard to close its deficit, Nigeria is partnering with World Bank to transform world's water supply in rural and urban areas of the country. Water Resources Minister Suleiman Adamu said this at the 21st First Quarter Seminar on progress made in the ministry's mandate since 2015. WASH correspondent Musbahu Danwahab reports.
A lunchtime seminar to say thank you to news executives and to launch attention towards the Water Resources Ministry has done since the assumption of a present government. The minister referred to thousands of communities that have gained access to safe water through PWASH, 57 LGIs now free of open defecation, while about 40 of the 116 abandoned projects have been completed. And with a $750 million investment in partnership with the World Bank, Suleiman Adamu says Nigerians should watch out for more transformation in urban and rural water supply.
If this bill is not passed, if we don't have this bill, we don't have proper regulation, we don't have the things that we put, including the washout that we're incorporating into the plan, our efforts to get to the sustainable development goals will be in vain.
Sectorial reports by the ministry's departmental heads show details of progresses made.
More than 2,500 communities have benefited from the direct intervention by the Federal Ministry of Water Resources.
In 2016, we had one local government that was open defecation free. Today, we have 57 local government areas that are open defecation free.
Despite these successes, millions of Nigerians are still yearning for access to water supply, and about 46 million of them still to be stopped from open defecation practice. But the ministry believes with the implementation of a 15-year roadmap, master plan, and other programs in the sector, Nigeria is on the right track. Musbal and Wahab, NC News.
Ongoing open government partnership global work celebrated worldwide to promote citizen participation in governance. Stakeholders in the health sector converged on Minna, Niger State capital, to share ideas on new levels of citizen participation in governance. Fatima Usman reports that the symposium, which is organized by the Niger State OGP in conjunction with Development Research and Project Center under the Partnership for Advocacy in Child and Family Health, PACFA at Scale, is with the theme Service Delivery and Healthcare Financing in Niger State.
The symposium, put together by Niger State Open Government Partnership in conjunction with Development Research and Project for Advocacy in Child and Family Health, PACFA at Scale, attracted stakeholders in the health sector, Fiscal Responsibility and Planning Commission, as well as representatives of religious and traditional institutions. The forum, therefore, seeks to share ideas, profile solutions, and commit new levels of citizen participation in governance.
I'm suggesting for the government to provide funds to take care of the emergencies in case there is any emergency from the insecurity occurrences. It's also to provide adequate staff, even the security should be provided to those in the health facilities. Issues of maternal and child health, I think, is very, very critical. The government has done a lot in that direction, but I think this is one area that we like that the government continue to put emphasis, and that is why we have identified the issues of family planning as part of the issues that we need to talk about. We'll be able to interface with the non-state actors, especially at the citizens' engagement at the zonal level, where citizens give their input into state budgets. Right from 2019, 2020, 2021, the state has made it open in the sense that we go to the communities at the zonal level for them to give their input into the budget, what they want to be reflected in the next year's budget.
PACFA at Scale is an health accountability network of Nigerian civil society organizations working to fast-track adequate provision for child and family health at the state levels in Nigeria. In Mina, Fatima Usman, NTA News.
Let's now cross over to Lagos for the next set of stories with Adiola as our guide. It's all yours, Adiola.
Thank you, Jumai. Biodiversity captures all species and genetic materials, including their variabilities. Our continuous negative actions have led to a decline in biodiversity status. Experts say we are already facing the consequences, and it may affect future generations if we do nothing to reverse it. As the world is set to mark World Biological Diversity Day, May 22, Jennifer Igwe is on standby to tell us more about it.
World Biological Diversity Day is a good opportunity to create more awareness on the ecosystem. Experts have said that as we continue to destroy our biodiversity, we create more room for zoonotic diseases, and we're talking about those that are spread from animals to humans, such as coronavirus and others related to it. Meanwhile, we can actually get cure for them by preserving our biodiversity. How?
We need to protect the wildlife. Stop jamming them all together in these wet markets. Stop destroying their habitats. Have far more regard and reverence for the wonderful miracle of God Almighty's gift of creation, which is His biodiversity.
Now, the theme for World Biodiversity Day 2021 is we are a part of the solution. How can we be a part of the solution? Dr. Mukhtar Aminu Kano of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation will help educate us more on how we can be a part of the solution.
So we shouldn't be cutting down trees and forests. We shouldn't be emptying the forest and poaching animals. We shouldn't be throwing around waste. We shouldn't be destroying our oceans. We shouldn't be filling our wetlands and making the earth inhabitable for the other forms of life that we share the world with.
Now we've heard from the expert. We are part of the solution, and he has given us vital tips on what we can do so we can save the planet, because we need the planet more than it needs us. In Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
Now, it is no longer a business as usual for illegal courier and logistic operators, as the Nigeria Postal Service, NIPOST, has commenced its first phase clampdown on illegal operators in Lagos. Diana Ajale, who monitored the exercise, reports that 8 couriers and logistics companies were raided out of over 300 identified as illegal couriers and logistics operators in Lagos.
We discovered that Crestline is operating courier business without a valid license from federal government from NIPOST. Based on that, we are here.
The 2-day clampdown on illegal courier and logistics operators by the Nigerian Postal Service NIPOST enforcement team, led by the Acting General Manager, Ectes Complaints and Strategy, Courier and Logistics Department, Banks Wori Megbe, affected 8 illegal companies within the Ikeja and Surulere axis of the Lagos metropolis. General Manager, Nigerian Postal Service, Courier and Logistics Regulatory Department, Gideon Shonde, said the clampdown didn't come as a surprise, as warnings have been issued previously to illegal courier and logistics companies on the dangers of their unlawful operations 5 months ago.
The administration of the President Muhammadu Buhari is such that he wants to empower the SMEs, wants to empower the youths. But we should learn to do things with dignity. We should learn to do things with mutual respect for constitutional authority and the Constitution. It's a starting point, and it's a continuous process. It's a going concern. We're not going to stop. We're not going to rest until the industry is well sanitized.
The general manager emphasized that those who are already registered are expected to renew their documents 3 months before the expiry date. He therefore advised the general public to stop patronizing illegal courier and logistics operators and promote standard business operations in Nigeria. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Well, we're not done from here. Business news is next, and Abolade Salami is our guide. Hello, Abolade.
Thank you so much, Adiola. Good evening and welcome to the business news segment. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, has shared a total of 616.886 billion naira as April 2021 Federation revenue to the federal, states and local government councils. The distributable statutory revenue for the month of April 2021 was 429.733 billion naira. Distributable revenue from the value-added tax was 164.340 billion. Excess bank charges recovered was 0.563 billion naira. Exchange gain was 2.250 billion. The sum of 20 billion was from non-land revenue was added as augmentation, bringing the total distributable revenue to 616.886 billion. The communique indicates that from the total distributable revenue of 616.886 billion naira, the federal government received 244.011 billion naira, the state governments received 193.432 billion, and the local government councils received 143.298 billion naira. The sum of 36.145 billion was shared to the relevant states as 13% derivation revenue. This was issued at the end of the virtual meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee FAC for May 2021. And away from FAC, Nigerian economy will attain the position as the most resilient in Africa through intra-Africa export growth and economic diversification on the basis of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Created with the objective to drive a single continental market and expand intra-African trade exports, the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement will also facilitate competitiveness of the continent in the world trade ecosystem. Senior Special Advisor to the President on Public Matters, Francis Anatogu, at a meeting with stakeholders was emphatic on the need to uphold rules of origin on products.
And when we look at the metrics of $50 billion non-oil export by 2035, this is essentially, you can look at it as doubling what we get today from oil revenue. So if we are winning ourselves off oil, then at the minimum we must make as much as we make from oil today. So everything that we get from oil becomes extra. So we have already started working towards reviewing the trade-related regulations and laws, but this is the kind of time frame we're looking at.
And now let's talk equities. Trading activities on NGX exchange closed in red, depreciating by 0.01%. Details in this report. NGX exchange closed the week in red, depreciating by 0.01%, with an all-share index of 38,324.07 basis points. Volume of shares traded stood at 174 million, valued at 1.95 billion naira, traded at 2,581 deals, and a market capitalization of 19.9 trillion naira. Prestige with 4% appreciation led on the gainers list, while WAPIC gained 4%, and MPF Microfinance Bank finished the week with 12% appreciation. On the flip side, Silicen led on the losers table with 44% depreciation, followed by Charms and Julius Beggars losing 2% and 1.9% respectively. On the activity charts, NGX Exchange Consumer Goods and Insurance closed in the green territory, appreciating by 0.04% and 1.11%, while NGX Banking, Industrial and Oil and Gas declined in figures by 0.25%, 0.09% and 0.26%. Business news, Juma in Abuja will be back with the rest of the news. Just stay with us.
Enjoy. Everybody Everybody wants to blow, nobody wants party love. Everybody wants joy, yeah. Who don't like it better? And if you wanna talk to money, if you wanna top your credit, if you wanna run on time, yo. If you want plenty data, if you wanna go do one more 7, it's a 777. Let me hear you do this super number. 777. For easy life, it no get you wahala. 777. When you think about it, be like you in the lotto. 777. Let me hear you say this super number.
The whole sensational world of love, now accessible through one code, *777#.
10. Fun is 10. Smart is 10. Elegance is 10. Fast is 10. My experience is 10. Redmi Note 10 Pro. Challenge the boundaries. Get the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Built with a 108 megapixel camera, 120 Hz AMOLED display, and Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, as well as 33 watts fast charge. Redmi Note 10 Pro. Powered by Xiaomi.
How hot is she?
Oh, maybe a 7. Mm-hmm. How hot is he?
8.5.
Whoa, how hot is she? Very hot. Pick me. Just pick me, baby. Come pick me, girl. Man, I'm all ready for you.
Mmm, so tasty.
He's so lucky.
Stop being jealous, man.
Mini-Me. Taste the fun.
Taste is key and that's how we communicate. Best nourishment in every school. Mama, tasty mama, share the love we all together. I love my mama. Mama, tasty, nourishing, scooping. Mama.
Mama, best scoop of tasty nourishment.
John, you can use our toilet now.
Ew! My mommy said I should always use a toilet that is cleaned with Hypo toilet cleaner. James will bite my bone bone.
John, what's the problem? Use Hypo toilet cleaner. Introducing the new and affordable Hypo toilet cleaner. Kills germs and deodorizes your toilet.
Hypo.
Welcome back. Special Jumat prayers commemorating the 65th anniversary of the Nigerian Navy have been performed at the Mogadishu Cantonment, Abuja, with a call for national unity and support for the armed forces of Nigeria. Defense correspondent Nja'atu Tijani reports.
Standing shoulder to shoulder, regardless of rank, status or tribe, these Nigerians exemplify unity in diversity, which is the focus of the Imam's sermon at this Jumat prayer session, marking the Nigerian Navy's 65th anniversary. After bowing in supplication for the nation's safety, the Imam exhorts the worshippers to fear not, as Almighty Allah is able to secure the land and give victory over enemies when people turn to Him, as outlined in the Quran chapter 16, verse 112.
Something is happening in the land, and we need to pray Allah over it. May Allah return peace and security to our nation.
Echoing the need for national unity and support for the armed forces of Nigeria, the Chief of Naval Staff gives thanks for 65 years of the Navy, which he says will continue to carry out its mandate.
It's also time for stock taking, to reflect on where we are coming from, where we are now, and what the future gives us.
The Nigerian Navy says it will continue to go onwards together to ensure the very best in maritime security. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
Time for some messages. The news continues shortly.
We know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
Cause I'm the new best thing. I'm the new best thing. Better than you've ever seen.
Discover new Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste.
I'm the new best thing.
It is very important for us to tell our stories so that our people will know their history. That will make our people to get their mindset shaped for the right way.
Now our Tori begins for the best original Naija dramas, telenovelas and sports. Get your GoTV decoder, GoTenna and 1 month GoTV Max subscription for only 9,500 naira. Download my GoTV app to manage your account and enjoy better entertainment. GoTV, love it.
Well, next is sports update with Ayodeji Makinde.
Thanks, Jumai. Let's start on a big one because Nigeria's Justice Ayotunde Phillips has been re-elected at the 71st FIFA Congress, holding virtually for a 4-year term after 203 of the 209 members cast their ballots on Friday. The election followed a motion to sanction the proposal to elect members of the committee, read at the Congress by FIFA President. Notable dignitaries that participated in the virtual event are FIFA Council member and NFF President Amajo Pinnick, and FIFA President Gianni Infantino, who presided over the Congress. Meanwhile, Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum has released a provisional list of 25 players for the upcoming Summer Series tour of the United States of America, where the 9-time African champions will play 4-time world champions USA, Portugal and Jamaica. Waldrum has made it known that 23 players will make the trip to the United States, as 2 players will be dropped from the provisional squad. Team captain Asisat Oshuala, fresh from becoming the first African player to win the UEFA Women's Champions League title, tops the list with veteran defender Onome Ebi, youthful goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadoze, midfielder Halimat Ayinde and forward Rashidat Ajibade, as well as 10 Nigeria Women's Football League-based players. Away from football, Nigeria's Eniola Bolaji is still basking in the euphoria of qualifying for the World Para Badminton Championship in Japan come October. The Kwara State-born star was received by Youth and Sports Development Minister Sunday Dare in company of caretaker chairman Badminton Federation of Nigeria Francis Obi in Abuja Friday, wants more support for para-athletes in the country, as they have in them potentials capable of making Nigeria greater in sports.
I want everybody to be expecting better for me because I'll be in Japan in October for my World Championship. So I want to be in the top and maintain the top.
Being given the opportunity is very critical, and the ministry being there to play is very crucial and critical role, which is what they have done now. So the more they do, the more results we will definitely get.
Bolaji defeated Ukraine's Oksana Koznia 3-1 in the final of the Spanish International Championship to book a spot in the World Para Badminton Tournament. In gymnastics, the National Federation has expressed confidence in the duo of Uche Eke and Annabelle Agba to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics in Japan. Caretaker chairman of the federation, Kelvin Erumote, expressed this while speaking to correspondent Olale Konkila Jolu in Abuja on the level of preparation by both gymnasts, who will depart the country on Sunday ahead of the final Olympics qualifying tournament in Egypt from May 23 to 28.
All of you know about Uche. He's one of the best in Africa. One of the best in Africa. That's why I was able to bring a gold medal. And it's still the same Uche that we are taking on the girl for our game for our qualifier.
All the best. And that's your sports. It's back to Jimmy for the rest of the news.
And thank you so much, Ayodeji. And that's Network News for tonight. Don't forget to join NTA and be a star as we wage the war against rape and rapists. Thanks for watching. I am Jumai Yusuf.
zaki a cikin rai ba, tunda baki da damuwa, da ke zana kare rayuwata.
Yanayin rayuwa ba zai sa na canza ka a cikin rai ba, tunda baka da damuwa, da kai za na kare rayuwata.
Burin zuciya bai wuce ke ba a daura aure, daɗin duniya da ni da ke mu zamo a tare, ko ba ni da lafiya ganin ki zai sanya na jure, bara ki ci kulliya hatta ki zan warke ni ta tsere, haguna kin fi kowa, lamba guda ke ce idan zana, da ke zane unguwa, man shakkar shiga taro na 'yan mata.
Abin faɗina da ambatona dare da rana kai ne gwani, idanuwana da kunnuwana kai sake so su ji su gani, a ɓata raina taɓa gwanina yanzu in fara gunaguni, shayabona sinadarina cuta a saukai ne da magani, empty babu kowa cikin zuciya sai kai rabin raina, na kira ka da kainuwa da sharafa na zauna cikin gata.
Yanayin rayuwa ba zai sa da cin zaki a cikin rai ba,
tunda baka
Hello and thank you for joining us on TV Taraba News at 10 p.m. I am Nancy Anthony Dogunyar. We begin the news with religious matters. Remove personal interest and practice Islam the way it is to avoid sanction of the Almighty Allah. This was contained in a Friday sermon delivered to the congregation by the Chief Imam of the Taraba State Police Headquarters Jumaat Mosque, Ustaz Mustafa Nuhulau, at the mosque in Jalingo. Kabiru Jalo was among those that worshipped at the mosque and now reports.
The Chief Imam of the State Police Headquarters Jumaat Mosque, Jalingo, Ustaz Mustafa Nuhulau, said that Islam is practiced based on the teachings of the glorious Quran and the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and not on the basis of personal interest.
Addini ba a gina ta akan ra'ayi. Addini ana gina ta ne akan hujja. Akan menene Annabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya gani? Duk sanin addinin ka baka kai Ibn Abbas ba. Sham sun gani, Madina ba su gani ba, yace ba za mu dauka ba domin haka Annabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam ya gaya mana.
The Imam preached against the problems of moon sighting amongst the Ummah, which usually occurs only during the month of Ramadan, and called on the ulamas and the Islamic scholars in Taraba State and Nigeria as a whole to, as a matter of urgency, to go back to the scriptures of Allah in order not to mislead the Ummah and to avoid causing disunity of the Ummah.
Sannan idan ka ɗauki azumi a Najeriya ka tafi umura Saudiya, idan ka je lokacin shan ruwansu yayi, ba za ka ce ai ni a Najeriya na ɗauki azumi ba. Saboda haka dole ne sai na jira daidai in daidaita kaina da lokacin shan ruwan Najeriya alhalin ina Saudiya ba za ka yi haka ba za ka sha ruwa za ka yi buɗe baki sannan
Imam Mustafa Nuhulau called on the Ummah, particularly those that are saddled with the responsibilities of leadership, to avoid doing anything that will contradict the teachings and practice of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Waye ce ku dauki goro ku kawo wajen daurin aure ba bidiya bace annabi yayi? Waye ce ku dauki goro ku kai masallaci da asuba a raba suna an maka aihuwa ba bidiya bace? Bidiya ce kuma kuna yin bidiya. Udkhulu fi silmi kafa wala tattabi'u khutuwati shaytan.
The Imam then led the Ummah on the 2-rakat prayer session and prayed for the peaceful coexistence of the leadership of the nation and the state at large. Kabiru Jalo, TV, Taraba News.
The Taraba State chapter of the Women Wing of the Christian Association of Nigeria, WICAN, has officially kick-started its 27th annual convention for the year 2021. The theme of the convention is Lift Up My Eyes to the Hill, where my help comes from. The convention is currently taking place at the Joli Nyame Foundation, Apawa, local government area of Taraba State. Ellen Agabus Prince Wills has details.
The 27th Annual State Convention of the Can Women Wing brought together Christian women from the 16 local government areas of Taraba State, who converged on the convention ground to reflect on the goals of the WICAN, which is to preach Christ, foster peace and unity among Christendom, and educate Christian women at all levels. This year's convention theme is drawn in view of the current situation bedeviling the country and the world at large, the deadly COVID-19 pandemic which turned the world's economic upside down, leaving people struggling for survival. Delivering a sermon, the guest preacher, Reverend Moses Iro Aliuda, took his text from the book of Psalms 121 verse 1 to 8, where he encouraged the gathering to always look up to God in the face of every challenge.
When you abandon my people, your help is coming from the Lord. The guy said that my help is not coming from the hill, it's not coming from men. My help is coming from the Lord. The help of Nigeria will come from the Lord. Amen. The insecurities, the solution to insecurity will come from the Lord. Amen. My help comes from the Lord. Amen. My safety comes from the Lord. Amen. Amen. Widow is crying, where does my help come from? My husband is no more. The relations of my husband have abandoned me. You are going to inane temokuna zaya fito megina na ya rasu ya barin da yara yanwa kokwaden kogi mai gida nasu sun yashe ni inane temokuna zaya fito yayu akwai wayanda kan yanzu magana ke nan babu hasin da za a shuka bale wanda ma za a ci. There is no seed to plant, not talk of the one to eat. Where does my help come from? It's a question on the lip of every one of us.
The man of God discouraged the attitude of devising devilish means of finding solutions to problems when faced with one. Earlier, in her address of welcome, the convener, who is the chairperson of WICAN, Taraba State, Deaconess Mercy Sambu, welcomed the women to the program, appreciating them for their turnout.
Ina roko kowa da kowa mun nasu mu ji abin da za koya mana domin lokacin da zamu bar wannan wuri bara mu zama kamar yanda muka zo ba shine nufin Allah a gare mu.
She encouraged the women not to divide their attention but to remain focused to benefit from the convention. The women who turned out en masse and colorfully during the convention featured praises, dances and songs renditions to God for seeing this year's convention. convention is equally designed with series of programs, including paper presentations, to keep the women fully revived. Ellen Agabus Principal, TV Taraba News.
Away from religious matters, the Mega Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria Taraba State Chapter has officially flagged off the distribution of improved rice seedlings to farmers to boost rice farming in the states. The distribution, which was formally flagged off by the national president of the association, Alhaji Mustafa Ahmadu, took place at the Zango Noma here in Jalingo, the state capital. Correspondent Kabiru Jalo has details of this report.
The Mega Rice Farmers Association, which has its members spread across the 16 local government areas of Taraba State for the purpose of enhancing rice production in line with the international standard for food security in the country. This gathering of various representatives of the rice farmers from across the 16 local government areas of Taraba State is for the distribution of the improved rice seedlings that will boost rice farming for bumper harvest. The national president of the association, Alhaji Mustafa Ahmadu, said that the occasion came to reality following the federal government's intervention towards rice farming in the country through the Anchor Borrowers program of the federal government of Nigeria, which made it possible to flag off the distribution of the improved rice seedlings to farmers for free of charge, and inform his members that the association is built on the principles of hard work, determination, commitment, justice and fairness to all its members.
Rice seed for our members here in Taraba State was to make a rice farmers association in Nigeria. We have been allocated 200 bags of seed, and we are here now today. We have done the program. We have given the seed to our members here in Taraba. Very grateful to the and the federal government.
He encouraged members not to relent on their quest to feed the nation through robust engagement and rice production in order to enable the country stand tall in the eyes of the world, and charged his members to ensure strict compliance and proper use of the seedlings for the purpose intended.
Let's try and make a difference. Idan an baka kaya ka je kai aiki don Allah ka je kai aiki. In bashi aka kawo aka baka akan bashi don Allah kai kokari kai aikin nan ka biya bashin nan. Kai kuma da aka baka kaya ka bayar, kai kokari ka bada kayan da aka baka ka bayar.
The Taraba State Chairman of the association, Alhaji Umar Gidado Tahir, and the woman leader of the association, Mrs. Rahab Tukra, speak.
Mu yanzu muka fara. Kuma dai gashi national president ya so mu da abu. Wannan abu ya kamata a ce ya yi shi a wani waje sai ce ba inda zai yi da shi sai a Taraba. Don Allah ta fa. Kuma gashi ya kawo mana Taraba. Mun gani, mun san shi masoyi ne, muna fata kuma Allah ya sa ya mana abin da ya fi wannan.
Mu yi riko da tsoron Allah. Mu yi riko da tsoron Allah za mu ci gaba.
Some of the beneficiaries commended the federal government and the management of the association for the gesture and promise to put into use the improved rice seedlings for the purpose of increasing rice production in the state and the country at large.
Izilai ta'ala za mu mika kayan domin shi muna da kowani ward, muna da executive na kowani ward. Sannan kuma mun dauki data na duk mutumin manomin shinkafa. So bisa ga data din mutanen da muka dauka su ne zamu bi mu je mu mika musu kayan nan kuma mu tabbatar cewa sun ji sun amfani da shi.
To mun riga mun tsara abun according to members, duk members da ya register insha Allah duk abin da aka ba mu zamu ba su. Mun kuma mun dauki alƙawari tsakanin mu da Allah zamu yi adalci.
Kabir Jalo, TV Taraba News.
This is TV Taraba News at 10 p.m. coming to you live from our studio here in Jalingo. Let's take a break. We'll be back in a bit.
Tarabans, Taraba State is the most peaceful state in the northeast sub-region of Nigeria. We enjoy tremendous peace as a result of our collective resolve to say no to any form of breach of the peace we cherish. Time has come for us to further fortify on the existing peace by knowing our neighbors and monitoring influx of persons into our communities. We need to concretize our security surveillance and ensure that people of questionable characters do not take advantage of our kindness and hospitality to migrate into their state to mastermind their evil plans or cause mayhem to our people. Good people of Taraba State, we can only go about our normal activities freely if we are vigilant and equally report suspicious and questionable elements in our midst to the relevant security agencies nearest to us. Do not sell land, properties, or rent your houses to unknown persons. Be vigilant, be alert. This message is from the Office of the Executive Governor, Taraba State.
Thanks for being there. The 21st of May every year is set aside by the United Nations General Assembly to commemorate the World Day for Cultural Diversity. The day, which is aimed at ensuring that everyone does his or her part to bridge the gap between cultures, was declared by UNESCO in December 2001 and later established by the UN General Assembly in December 2002. Our zonal correspondent Jonathan Ayuba-Tikon reports.
The World Day for Cultural Diversity for Dialogue and Development was declared after it was first observed in 2003. The World Day for Cultural Diversity is always marked by various events to increase the understanding of issues around cultural diversity and development among government, non-governmental organizations, and the public, such as presentations on the progress of implementing the Universal Declaration on Cultural Diversity. Some of the events that normally backed the celebration of the day are seminars for professionals, educational programs for children and young adolescents, the launch of collaboration between official agencies and ethnic groups, exhibition to help people understand the history of various cultural groups and the influence on their own identities, and celebrations to create greater awareness of cultural values and the need to preserve them, among others. The General Assembly emphasized on the day's link between the protection of cultural diversity and the importance of dialogue between civilization in the modern world. Speaking on the day, a sociologist who is a senior lecturer with the Federal University Ukari, Dr. Karim Halidu Olatunji, opined that bridging diversity gap is essential for peace, development, and stability, saying when the society deepens its understanding of the values of cultural diversity, it can support sustainable system for the governance of culture, a balanced flow of cultural goods and services, integrate culture into the framework of sustainable development, and promote human rights and fundamental freedoms.
You see, when you say talk of culture, we are talking of totality of the way of people. See, it brings about unity. That is the essence of this NYC scheme, which General Yakub Gowon introduced. So
the educationist said, if Nigeria as an entity can focus on embracing other cultures, it will help improve many sectors such as education, science, health, and environment, which will lead to the eradication of poverty.
But when each of the cultural area concentrates on what can be produced in their own area in larger scale, they will now, transport those things, those materials to other areas. There is exchange of products, exchange of ideas, exchange of cultural, elements. Availability of those materials that are not in your place are within your reach. So therefore, we develop. We use the money, the profit or whatever, taxes and whatever to develop.
He used the forum to call on government at all levels and society at large to look at the diversity of Nigeria as her strength, saying it is supposed to be the nation's unifying factor and tools for her peace and development. From Mokari, Jonathan Ayuba-Tikon, TV Taraba News.
The picture you are about to see on your TV screen is that of Fatima Bardi, who has been declared missing since the 13th of May 2021 during the Eid al-Fitr celebration.
18-year-old Fatima Bardi of the Mumie tribe resides in NTA ward of Jalingo, the state capital. She was said to have left the house on Thursday, 13th of May, for the Salah outing and celebration with her siblings shortly after the recent Eid al-Fitr Eid prayers, but has since then not been seen. Fatima Bardi, an introvert, is described as one who hardly talks unless she is very familiar with the person involved. In fact, she could be seen as one with speech impairment. The girl Fatima Bardi was dressed in a colorful attire in the spirit of the Salah celebration. Anyone with useful information on her whereabouts can contact her uncle Mustafa Musa on 081-463-68184 or contact the nearest police station.
And on that note, we'll wrap up the news at 10. I am Nancy Anthony Dogonyaro. Have a good night rest.
rashin sani na dare duhu. Mahaifiyata ki ɗau haƙuri, ki bari na aure da wata na so. Mahaifiyata ki ɗau haƙuri, ki bari na aure da wata na so. Zaɓi na mutum ba shi ne zaɓin Allah ba, zaɓin Allah ni na kaso.
Aisha, ya aka yi miki sanya abincin da ne zan ci in tafi aiki ba?
Usman ya daura maka abinci mana.
Ai da sai ki gaya ma Usman tun can ya yi min abincin da zan ci in wuce aiki.
Zan yi amfani da daman wannan kanshi dangwalo ya ishe ni kore yin wanda yake gabana.
Da gaske kake? A gidi ke me da uban mai za ka ɗan kada biya a gidi a go haɗa ke da biya ba ka ji wani ɗan zu.
Ga wannan kuɗin na so ka dafa min abinci ka aje min akan tebur kafin dawo daga shago. Ka san miyan me nake so? miyan agusi ne ke so ka kawo
shi ne rashin sani la 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 shi ne rashin sani.
Alaikum.
Alaikum salamu. Sweetheart.
Sarauniya ta.
Na'am. Sani da zuwa.
Yawwa sarauniya ta.
Ya aiki.
Alhamdulillah.
Ya gajiya.
Lafiya lau. To ban labari ina sauraron ki. To faɗa mun me likita ya ce?
Albishirinka.
Goro.
Fari ko ja?
Fari.
Cikin safa.
Fari shi ma. Tartar.
To gani.
Zan baki anjima.
Anjima? To zo ka je.
Wow! Alhamdulillah. Wannan farin ciki na ne dole ne nuna kujiya ga ubangiji. Sakamakon wannan abin da kika faɗa muku wannan magana mai daɗi ko faɗa mu duk abin da yake so ki ci yau ni zan dafa miki da kaina duk da dai abu biyu na iya dafa faɗa mu.
Sweetheart, ka san me nake so?
Sai kin faɗa mu.
To.
Ke kuma to yamma kin san cewa daga ti sai indomie na iya dafa a gidan nan sai dai in fita waje in sai miki. Ai ne zai so miki. Ai ba zan iya dafa tuwa wasu fitar saboda dai farin cikin wannan abun. Alhamdulillah yau na kusan zama kenan baba. Insha Allah zan mallaki ɗana ko ɗana da kaina.
Allah ya nuna mana.
Na kusa zama baba a gidan da wallahi. Amma kin ce kuma kar in damu kaina kawai da ciki ne kawai kuma
Sweetheart, kar ka damu kanka. Ai na faɗa maka ciki ne fa kawai.
To ciki kuma ai dole in nuna farin ciki na ai kuma.
Sweetheart, ba na so ka siyo maka nake so ka tuka da kanka. Ai murna muke.
Ba sweetheart. Gaskiya na gode ma Allah. Kwanan nan zan zama baban bibi na mace ko namiji. Na kusan zama baba ni na kusan zama baba.
Allah ya nuna mana.
Na kusan zama baba gidan da wallahi. Alhamdulillah na gode ma Allah dai wani nuna mu wannan rana. Saboda haka yanzu bari in je in hada miki abinda na saba hada miki. In yaso an jima sai na fita da kaina ba za a aiki kowa ba da kaina zan so miki abin da ke so. Duk abin da ke so shine albishar da miki. Ko ma mi insha Allah in dai ana sai da shi a waje zan so miki shinka miki.
Da shi kenan Allah ya tasbita.
Amin. Maman baby da gai maman baby da fara kira ki amma ba kullum zan rika kira ki da maman baby ba.
Wata ran maman boy.
Sweet ke da.
Aini wallahi tallahi na gaji da wannan gidan. Shekara ta nawa ne tare da ka a matsayin matarka. Mun taɓa samun ciki wa balanta na goyo. A ce ko ciki ne na samu ya zube.
Ke da kanya ni fa na gaji da kananan maganan ki. Wallahi kin ishi ni. Na ce baki ishe ni ba na miki ƙarya.
Ashe ma rishin kunya. Me za ka yi ne? Buguna za ka yi koko me za ka yi?
Zan buge ki ba. Amma na kaman kina sha'awar koma gidan iyayenki. Ayar magan da yake gaya min. Dan kina yawan taba ni ko da yaushe ni kina damuna amma na san mataki zan dauka akan ki.
Ayir Allah ya aure da mara kabo. Jibai shi wanda ba zai iya komi ba. Yana wani magana cewa
Zan iya komai mana. Na san abin da zan yi. Wata matar zan kawo. Amma ke na tura gidan iyayenki koma kika zo da ganin lafiya gane kwanan ki.
Baya ciki na. Tsaya ka ji ma gama. Kai ba ciki ka bani babalanta na a ce wata mata za ka auri can waje wanda za ka iya mu ciki.
Ke wani ke gama wannan magana?
Na ce na yi.
Ba na wasa da ke ba. Wallahi ba na wasa da ke.
Wayo Allah na. Wayo ciki na. Idan na aure bala'i manya kenan. An haɗa auren kenan.
rashin sani akwai dare duhu. Mahaifiya ta ki ɗau haƙuri, ki bari na aure na.
Assalamu alaikum. Reverend. Ya kike? Yawa sannan. Alhamdulillah.
Ya ka da wuri haka?
Na zo ne ganki yadda kike yi.
Idan da wani matsala su ta yi zan kira ka. Ya zan ka damu kanka.
Gaskiya ne. Me yasa ke goge nan da kanki?
Ba wani matsala.
Ina ganin abin da za a yi. Zan yi kaciya aiki wanda ta rinka cewa ki wannan aikin ki dai ne da kanki.
A asibiti ba sun ce mace da ciki ta dinga motsa jiki. Tana motsa jikin da kar da matsala ta same ta. Ba a san mace da ciki tana zama gu ɗaya.
Ke dai na lura wa yake a fi karfin ki tun da aka kika zaɓa zai maki haka inda har zai faranta musu.
Dan ba da ɗaukar kan mutum zagaye garin nan.
Ke gari da gaji bari shiga cikin na wuta sai ki shigo ko?
Allah mutar da gajiya.
Shi ne rashin sani, la 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 la. Shi ne rashin sani.
Ni wai na kika ce za mu je ne?
Supermarket. Shin ga tun da muna jin yunwa mu je mu dan samu na abinci da ciko?
Supermarket. Wato ke ba za ki abinci a gidan nan ba ko me? Ba za ki abinci ba mai gidanki ba?
Me kika ce?
Na ce ba za ki ma mai gidanki abinci ba ko ba ki ji magana kuma?
Mai gida?
Mai gida.
Waye kula da shi ko kuma waye damu da shi? Wannan mai gida ne wanda bai iya tabawa ya manni ya mace a matsayin matar shi ya biya min bukatar ta? Wurin matsayin shekara 10 ne muke da aure da shi. Ban taɓa samun ciki ba balantana a ciwo bari ne shi. Ban ma taɓa ba a rayuwata. Ban san yadda iya mace ke haihuwa ba.
Amma dai kin taɓa tambayar shi me ke damun shi?
Kamar ya?
Abubuwa da yawa ke damun maza da ke damun su da ke hana su abin nan da ke nema ku.
Misali?
Ga basir, ga ciwon siga, ga gajiya. Kin taɓa tambayar shi?
To likita, ni ce matarsa ni kuma zan gaya miki ko wane ne. Ba wani da ke damun shi tun a wannan in ba gajiya ba.
To, akwai ɗaya dai kuma. Ko yana da budurwarsa ne, inda yake ɗan zuwa yake aje ƙarfin shi. Maza ne, ko a yaushe.
A nan garin? Ai wallahi tallahi ke, kin ji rantsuwata? Idan ba na aje wata shegiya a can waje. Na rantse da Allah da harce ni sai na nemo ta inda nan cikin garin ne. Kuma sai na mata face na nuna mata cewa ba dai ni ba za a yi abu a wannan wurin. Tafi akan cewa ta ci riba kuma matsa yake jin ga miki wannan maganin ya isa haka ne to ki taso mu tayi ni zai san wannan labarin yanzu mu je mu fa.
Assalamu alaikum. Awa gaskiya gani ko gaisuwa babu ne ba an sallama wa yanzu mana faɗa ne. Ya haƙuri ma kullum mun rinka rigima kenan ya haƙuri ya haƙuri dan Allah ki yafe mu da abubuwan da nake miki ba da san raina bane yau na ce da ma zan zo ba ki haƙuri ga karaba ma na so miki.
Allah ya sa wannan gafara da kake bukata gare ni da gaske ne.
Da gaske? Da gaske nake mana har zuciyata. Hawa mace ta gari. Yawa ko ke ba zauna ki duba ne.
Wai Allah, wannan rigar abu da ta nuna min fa. Ta nuna min shola ta ce mijinta ya so mi da shi.
Ai ni ma yau shi yasa ce ne alƙawari na burge matata. Ya ki gani?
Na ko gode.
Da duba gaba daya.
Ya aiki?
Aiki da godiya.
Wai Allah. Ya masha oga da oga.
Tana nan kalau.
Wannan aikin na yau ya daɗi kuwa. Kai da Allah har da wannan 'yan kuɗi. Da har da 'yan kuɗi da ci ba?
Wannan kin ga wannan? Wannan irin na hajiya ne. Nace ni ma ina sai wata gani. Kin gani? Duba shi da kyau ki gani. Shi ake hajiya ta sai irinsa nace ni ma na sai wata gani.
Yanzu kana nufi cewa zan koma hajjajin ni ma manyan gari kenan.
Kin zama ma hajiya ce ki. Saura tashi kawai ya rage miki.
Ai zan tashi.
Kin ji daɗi dai ko?
Ka san yaro? Na ko gode da abin da ka sai min yau. Allah ya biya. To amma ka san abu?
Sai kin faɗa mata ta gari.
Ni kuma yau zan cika alƙawarina a matsayin matarka da ka aura da cikakken kuɗinka da koyi ba ara ma a kai ba. To, kaga nan? Nan za mu yi ta ƙare yau ɗin nan kuma. Shi ne za mu yi ta ƙare kullum.
Na fahimta saurara ba mu. Yanzu kin san abin da za yi?
A'a, sai ka yi.
Bari shiga cikin watsarwa da sai mu kwanta ko?
To, a lalata lafiya.
Yayi ko?
Amma da ka daɗe ba.
A'a, wanka kawai zan yi watsarwa ba na cikin sabon kara. Watsarwa ne kawai fito.
Ta shi ke ne. Yawwa. Ni kuma zan zauna in jira ka in daga abubuwan da ka sai.
Ki jira da barin watsarwa. Gama duduba.
Ashe yau su Halima ba za su dinga yi man gayi wasu sun yi wani da siya sun yi. Kada ne bar ka zo in jira shi. Ana da kuma dai da shi ne ɗan kiwon abubuwan da nake. Lafiya. To shi ke nan je ka fito. Ya ce babba. Na'am.
Kai kai. Da Allah su. Ka.
Me yasa muka gaba?
Bari kawai sabulun ta kafa a bayan nan. Allah ya so. Yau Allah da na sani ma da ban yi wankan nan ba.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam menene sabulu me ya maka gaba ne?
Ina ganin kamar tsagewan kashi ne ko ta.
So shikenan
ba. Bar. Kin san da ke jin gaban nan kuwa? Oyo Allah ka fara kashi. Dan Allah ki dan nemo min kofa da kofa sai ta mun sha. Ya dan mura lefu.
Ba komai tun da kaga ka ce man nemo maka abin da zai dan dakatar da ciwo. Ni zan nemo ma komai saboda ka san baby na. Jiwa a nan mana.
Na jin kirga ki samu paracetamol.
Gashi na ai ga paracetamol din ka ansa.
Okay.
Ka san wani abu? Ai ka san yau za mu haɗu ko? Eh.
Habar gayya. Mutumin da ke da wannan ruwa ke mai magana haɗuwa me yasa ba ki to ne da kallon? Na ga miki tsagewan kashi gashi nan ko karaya ne ma ni ban sani ba. Kyawun magana haɗuwa saboda Allah. Ki rika tausayi man da Allah.
Kai ma daga kayan ka nan ka zo ka wani roƙa ko a gare ni? Ashe abuwa nan tun da ka zo ka nema wannan ƙarya kake yi ne? Ba na buƙatar
ba da ciwo ne ba ka ba.
Na ce ba na buƙatar komi. Ka je ka ba duk wanda ka ga dama ba.
Ciwo ne ba ka ba da kai haba da kayya. Ina ma haka nake so kin ji. Abin ki dawo na samu na kwanta na ruwana da wani magana. Ina da matsala ne da ita wallahi. Na samu ibacci ka.
La 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 shi ne rashin sani ya fi dare duhu
ya na gan kin mummure haka kin canza ko ido na ne yake nuna
Ƙawata ba idan ki bane. Mu bi ne.
Ban gane ba.
Juna biyu ne da ni.
Juna biyu? Dama shawaran da na zo in baki kenan. Din ki yi gaggawa ki yi ciki. Saboda mazan nan zamani yanzu sai ki gani ana ta yin kananan maganganu. Kishiyar miji su zo su ce wai za su kawo miki kishiya. Shi ne dama na zo in gaya miki shawaran sai Allah ya sa ma Allah ya ansa addu'ar mu.
Wallahi ƙawata ni ma da ban yi ciki nan ba tsoro na danganci. Amma kin ga da na samu juna biyun nan yanda yake ta tarayyar yana har baya son kuda ya taba ni. Duka an yi magana sai ya ce bebin shi ko yarinyar shi ko yaransa wallahi har yana maganan wai zai kamin yar aiki.
Me kika ce?
Yar aiki.
Yar aiki? Kika ce bai kuma?
Ni zan yadda na ce mishi a'a. Na ce mishi kin san me nan shi? Yarin shi. Ya ce a asibiti an ce mace mai juna biyu ta dinga yawan motsa jikinta. Dan idan ta zauna a guri daya za ta iya samun matsala. Ya ce kawai ni kuma ba na son ka samu matsala. Dan idan na samu matsala hankalinka sai ya fi na kowa tashi. Na ce ni kuma ba na so.
Wannan shawaran ki yayi a kawo miki yar aiki ko a kawo miki kishiya. Matan zamani yanzu daga ɗaya aiki sai ki gani sai shiga cikin gida. Saboda haka shawaran da kika yi yayi daidai wanda ma kawo miki yar aiki a kawo miki namiji dan aiki. Gaskiya ne abun yayi.
Ina za a ce ana son namiji ba.
Gaskiya.
Na gode kawata.
La 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 shi ne rashin sani akwai dare duhu mahaifiya ta ki ɗau
Yawa Ismail. Dama akwai magana da yake so mai da kai. Akwai magana da yake so mai da kai. Matana ta samu juna biyu.
Tare da Allah sa arziki. Na ba wannan Allah raba lafiya.
Kuma ka san mata masu juna biyu akwai su da gaddama da raki. Gaddaman su ya fi karfin su. Ka kuma shagwaba. Na yi kokarin neman mata abokiyar wanda za ta rinka dan taya ta ayyuka akan mai aiki. Amma ita nuna min cewa ita ba ta bukata. Na buga ta ce ba ta bukata. Sai na ga ya dace in maka magana da Allah in akwai ɗansa aika a cikin gida da rinka taimaka kana ɗan tiyata don Allah.
Shi ba magana da shawara.
Insha Allah kuma zan ƙara maka albashin ka.
To na gode. Na gode. Za ka kamar yadda ka ce.
To na gode ba.
Waye?
Kai da Allah ni ne.
Kai wa?
Dan kwane.
Kai. Na zuwa.
Kawarta, abin da kike rike da shi ba wannan Ismail ya kamata ki haɗa na ka da shi.
Kawai da wani irin magana kike yi?
Abun da yake ba za ka. Na dungula hannu. Ina ba shi. Kai. La ilaha illallah. Kai.
Gaskiya ba zan iya zama wannan gidan ba. Tare da wani mutum ɗin da ya kira kansa a matsayin mijina. Gaskiya ba zan iya ba. Zan tafi gidan mahaifiyata ce in zauna. Ya fi man daraja.
La 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 shi ne rashin sani rashin sani akwai dare duhu mahaifiya ta ki ɗau haƙuri ki bari na aure da wata na so mahaifiya ta ki ɗau haƙuri ki bari na aure da wata na so zaɓi na mutum ba shi ne zaɓin Allah ba zaɓin Allah ni na kaso mamaki yau duba komai kika ce in yau zan yau ba da ta ba daure jure mamaki share mini kuka na rashin sani ya fi dare duhu da hausawa shine ya saka mama ba za ta gane manufata ba komai na faɗa mama ba za ta yarda da magana ta ba yaya zan yi Allah na kawo kuka
What? Oh, honey, I came as soon as I heard. How sweet of you. Did you bring me comfort food? I brought you cookies and wine. Cheap wine? Just like in college. And he let me go. That ain't right. And he said it was layoffs. That ain't right. But I know it's just, he didn't like me because I stood up to him. But you know what, Kat? Greener pastures ahead. I agree. You know what? You didn't need to work at the mall anyway. You have a degree.